Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Talal Hussain, and in today's video we are going to talk about what does it mean for the digital SAT to be adaptive, right? Now last year College Board made an announcement that the SAT will now be digital, right? And along with digital, it also announced that the digital SAT will now be adaptive, right? Now it's very important for us to understand what this adaptive means, right? Many students, they are talking about it, they are not clear about it, they don't know how this works, they don't know how the scoring works, right? And because of that confusion, they fail to score the way they should have, right? Now it's very simple. We just need to understand how this algorithm, when the test becomes adaptive, works, right? Now tests like GMAT and GRE, they have been adaptive for a long time, right? That are tested on the graduate level. Digital SAT has now gone adaptive, and what adaptive actually means is, right, for example, if you have two modules for the reading and writing section, right? So if you get more number of right questions on the first module, right, the second module that you'll have will be a harder module, right? And if you relatively get less number of questions right on the first module, the second module that you'll have will be an easier module. Now this tends to confuse the students a bit, right, that we are doing more number of right questions, and in return as a reward we are getting a harder module, when instead when we were doing right questions we should have gotten an easier model, right? So that is how the thinking of students work. But in actual sense, right, when we see at the scoring algorithm, we'll understand that the questions that are harder, they carry on a weighted average, they carry more weight, and the scoring multiple that they have is higher. So although the questions that you'll get, the second module will be harder, but the score that you'll get from those questions will be higher as well, right? So a student who is not performing well on the first module, right, and gets an easier module or gets an easier second module, even if he gets all the questions right on the easier module, he won't be able to score high on the SAT, right? On the other hand, if there is a student who scores well on the first module, right, and he gets a harder module, right, and even if he does not get all the questions right, and even if he gets a few mistakes on that, he will be scoring relatively higher than the student who did not get the higher module, right? So that is how being the adaptive SAT being adaptive works, right? Now how the scoring actually works and what are the details of that scoring, we'll leave that to another video. But today we'll be only understanding the focus was to understand what being adaptive is, right? So what we understand from this is that if we want a higher score, right, we'll be needing a harder module, right? And if we want a second harder module, we have to perform well on the first module, right? So good luck. Just when you start the test, make sure that you go well with the first module. Automatically you will get the harder module, and if you have practiced enough for the harder questions, you'll do that well as well, and you'll get a good score, right? So I hope you guys have understood to some extent what adaptive means. Hopefully we'll discuss about it more in our upcoming videos. Thank you so much.